That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go.
I'm broadcasting live from Lardy Europe. This is the most badass YouTube broadcast in all the known land, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tommy C. This is Shop from the Point. Boy, man, today is Mr. Jeff doing some extra time. Matt behind the glass. How you doing, fellas?
My phone's fucked, but that's okay.
All right. Oh, wow, you're really delayed, too. Turn your camera on and off real quick.
All right. Yellow bars right now?
No.
Yeah, I think it's Discord.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it might be Discord. Talk.
Talk.
Oh, you're way off. That's wild. That's wild. It's a full second behind. I don't want to get into this too much, but I might tell you to turn I might tell you to turn the camera off. Listen, apologize off the front. We are on announcement basis only. That means we might get weird shows like on Saturdays and Fridays and stuff like that. My health has taken a turn for the worse again. Diverticulitis has popped up again. I haven't told my crew that. So I really apologize. Plus, I got the videos and all that other stuff. I am talking to Real-talk's rap group, and we're going to try to time an interview with them right around the time of the memorial. So it's good to see you all, and I think I got a pretty good show for you today. I'm going to just say a couple things about the Kyle Rittenhouse. I think I'm just going to say something about Kyle. Because I think, like a lot of people, I wasn't so much misled, but, I had my preconceived notions. You may have heard me say that Kyle was an idiot for doing this whole thing, or for being there. I never believed for a minute that he was guilty for a minute. But
that's a lot of money, I guess.
Thanks, you Cubbo. Thank you, Tommy. And Vegas service. Yeah, Vega, Dave, you get the whole nine. Thank you. It's Veterans Day, too, come to think of it.
It is?
I never... I guess when I guess, well, maybe I wasn't as misled as she was, because I don't think this is an excuse. Mine's a little different than...
I was wrong about that. Okay, so I want to correct the record. I was, in fact, wrong about that. So look, these details matter because if you're going to make an argument that you acted in self-defense, there needs to be some proof that there was an imminent threat. Now, what really mattered to me was how all of this unfolded. What was the thing that sparked it? What started all of it? And initially, I was under the assumption that Rittenhouse was the person who was chasing after Joseph Rosenbaum.
You have no excuse. I don't buy this apology whatsoever. I think this apology is being done for Jimmy Dore's sake. Jimmy Dore is now their competitor. And they're a little more sensible, although I don't think it's sensible to be a lefty ever. That's my personal opinion. He is much more sensible, and I think this is an attempt to hang on. Anna Kasparian has absolutely, yeah, right. Look what she's morphed into. Look, she does this on a daily basis. This is not just like me and Jeff got an argument over hockey, and I haven't watched hockey that much this year, and he has, and I was just mistaken on something. Anna does this for a living. Anna could have known within a week or two that Kyle was being pursued. And anytime in the last 14 months, she could have known this. This is a cheap way. I think it has something to do with Jimmy Dore and the fact that they're bleeding. What was their stats? Let's look that up right now.
They were they get like 20,000 to 30,000 views.
Yeah, their views are okay. And maybe they topped off. You could still top off and make money, I could tell you that. But this is really it. I mean, 300 a day for a news network. 300 a day.
This was like one of the top YouTube channels.
Yeah, really. Well, I mean, like a lot of people left over the years because Chank's an idiot and a maniac, just like his nephew. But I can't accept Anita's apology on this because it's just fucking. You'd have to believe she's taking I'm stupid over I'm lying. I'm ignorant. That's what she's saying. I didn't know. I thought it for her. Does this for a living? No excuses. Zero zip. This is not a Howard Stern knockoff show. This is the Young Turks. They pretend to be a news network. She's supposed to be a serious person. She's not a serious person. Nobody over there is. All you have to do is watch for an hour to figure that out. It's really some people that are emotionally and permanently about 19 to 21 years old and still in college.
That's how it had started. But I was wrong about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to correct.
And this came out in the 6th, right? And I think the reason this came out in the 6th because this is even before Gage Grosskreutz. He apparently the word's out that this guy's more than likely going to get off, and if he doesn't get off, it'd be a travesty of justice. These people are just they're trying to get ahead of it. They're just trying to get ahead of it. And this is before Grosskreuz's testimony where he drew the gun. And one of the things that I don't think the lawyers really really pushed enough. Grosskreutz tried to murder Kyle, and the way he did it was this. And this is a really interesting move. It's almost like out of Clint Eastwood. I'm going to do it. He runs up and he puts his hands up like, hey, and he tries to draw. And Kyle, who has his head on his shoulders, knew that was the time. If you really think about it, this guy has incredible trigger discipline. Incredible. From my point of view. He waited for the guy to draw. Under those circumstances, he's already been hit with a skateboard. He's already had to shoot a man. And then Grosskreutz, who I think is probably more guilty than any of them, goes up there, and then he pulls his weapon out.
Yeah, he feigns like he's coming.
He feigns it, and they're not talking about that.
Why would you be like coming?
All this information was available. The only thing that wasn't available was the Rosenbaum stuff. That's the only thing that wasn't available, and you could clearly see Rosenbaum chase this guy behind a car. And you know what else wasn't talked about? This is the third guy involved, the Polish last name, Zemecki or something like that. He fired first. This was, I don't want to go as far as to say is like, Kyle's a hero. I think he just did what he had to do to survive. But isn't that what heroes do? So I'm kind of like crossed myself. And then I think I've called him an idiot. I wouldn't want my son there. This is a bad mix. AR-15s and angry people, and this is a really bad thing. But simply by virtue of it not being a good situation for my minor son doesn't make it illegal to be there, or even reasonable to be there. I can't believe the far left is saying there was a curfew. Well, not for the people you're rooting for to fucking burn down people's places.
Fiery, but mostly
peaceful fiery, protest. Mostly peaceful. There's a curfew. Yeah, nobody was obeying the curfew. The curfew wasn't being enforced by the police. So yeah, here's what happens. When you have complete lawlessness, there's a vacuum, and the vacuum gets filled rather quickly. It usually gets filled by thugs. And the other group of people it gets filled by is the well-meaning. And the well-meaning may be hopelessly out of their depth, and I think Kyle was hopelessly out of his depth with something like this. This was...
Sure, yeah.
Possibly a guaranteed situation. Possibly a guaranteed situation. Not that Kyle would have initiated it. It's just that they're so angry and he's so young. I think that they may have zeroed in on him because of his height and because of his look and the way he carried himself. He carries himself like a Boy Scout. So while I won't do what public masturbator Jeremy Tubin did.
Credit him. Didn't do a good job.
Two thoughts. One, what kind of idiot 17-year-old gets a giant gun and goes to...
I don't know, who jerks off on Zoom? Who would have the balls to say that after getting caught jerking off on Zoom? While I'm kind of cross whether he should have been there. And here's another thing. Let's say I said my kid wouldn't have been there. He's 17. He could tell me, Pop, go to hell, I'll kick you out of the house. Go ahead.
I mean, that's what my brother was doing. My dad was telling him to stay home. He's like, no, I'm going.
After a while, there's not much you can do. You know, he was days away from being 18 as it was. So is he an idiot or is he a kid? And I certainly think after watching him, after watching him, I saw somebody I knew. You got to remember, guys, I joined the military at 27. That's an old man in that world. It's a young man's game. So I lived, an adult life into my late 20s at that point. And I had a lot different perspective, and I probably was able to avoid some of the pitfalls that young soldiers get involved with. And, I suppose he lied about being an EMP, and, but the guys that joined, they were, what do they call those? Police explorers, lifeguards, interested in firefighting. That's the type of people that join the military, and we celebrate them. And today's Veterans Day, in fact. So where do I get off calling Kyle Rittenhouse? And I think I have, and I'm going to apologize for that. An idiot. Kyle is fundamentally a man, and he made a very fucking man decision. I don't think it was the right decision. But when we're 17, we don't have the perspective of a 45-year-old. I have the perspective of a 45-year-old that's been to Iraq and seen a lot of crazy shit in the military in New Jersey growing up. I know I have the ability to see when things can go bad real quick. I was a young man once, and as a young man, I always wanted to do the right thing. Maybe even some little secret level, be seen as a hero. Being seen as something bigger than you are, braver than you are. That's normal. That's normal behavior for a 17-year-old. Again, I don't know if he should have been there or not. But here's what happens. When the police stop doing their job, the vacuum gets filled with the well-meaning and thugs. And those two things collide. And thankfully, Kyle Rittenhouse walked away from it. I have no feelings at all for the people that he killed and shot whatsoever. I guess this is not going to be some Tommy C. jokey Howard Stern thing. No, I'm going to be quite honest with this. Most of the time I'm hyperbolic. I really don't have any feelings for these people whatsoever. One of the guys was a child molester, and in fairness to him, he was so brutally mentally ill, he probably didn't know what he was doing. That would be Joseph Rosenbaum. That's as close to empathy that you'll ever hear me get to a fucking child molester, 3-time loser child molester. He probably had no control. And then there's Huber, who hit a man with a skateboard. On the media, I heard there's no way you can kill somebody with a skateboard. Well, give one to me, and I'll show you what I could do with a skateboard. Right? Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. All right.
I think
and then
you give me
there's
one, maybe two swings. Yeah.
Pardon the pun. The grossest example was Grosskreutz. Grosskreutz feigned trying to defuse the situation, and he wanted to be a fucking cowboy. Why? Because he thought he could get away with it. If you really think about it, we were under the impression that Kyle was the guy that was running around shooting people because he thought it was his time and this chaos to be the cowboy. No, that was Gage Grosskreutz. He was the cowboy. He didn't do anything. He's 27 years old. The same age I was when I joined the army. And you know what I think?
Same age as me.
Yeah. The same. And you know what I think? I think Gage Grosskreutz wanted to kill somebody and think he could get away with it. He didn't. He lost his bicep over it. Quite deservingly so. I'm glad he is alive so he can live to tell the tale and he can carry the shame for the rest of his life. And I mean that. So I guess I'm not going to get too over the top Tommy C with this stuff today. This is something I really, really mean. Kyle, who for some reason decided to testify, he has no reason to testify. I still think it was a bad move. Seems like that kid that meant well, that needed to be shaped in the military. To take all that energy and shape it something not only positive, but something that has judgment. Because you need that type of judgment. And it's a lot more than things like trigger discipline. It's also about avoiding conflict as well. Kyle Rittenhouse, again, I don't know if he's a hero, but he's a good kid. And he's probably going to make a fine man. And the fact that we are demonizing somebody like him, this is a place of work. This is his city. This is his city the same way New York City was my city. I had family work there. I had people go back and forth. It was only 30 minutes from the goddamn Manhattan Bridge. And but from the Gothels, less than that. So that's my city too. And that's his city. We've also been filled with tons and tons and tons of lies. Transporting a gun across state lines. Apparently that didn't happen. Now, there might be some legitimacy about him being a minor in possession of that weapon. I'll leave that to the court, and if he broke the law, he's got to fucking pay the price. But it's a nothing charge from what I understand. Not like murder or first-degree murder or whatever the fuck he was charged with. It's completely insane. This never should have went to...
When they were burning down St. Louis back in 2014 over the Michael Brown thing, like, I mean, that's my fucking city. That's all anybody was talking about for fucking months.
You don't have a right to protect that? You don't have a right to, you take Vaush's approach? Or you hand yourself over to the mob? Really? I don't know. When I was a young man, I had heroes. I was fucking young, dumb, full of cum. They used to say that in the military. These are my heroes. These guys, not me, obviously, but these guys, World War I, II, III. These are the baddest people on the planet. I'm sure every one of them did stupid fucking things. I know the guy in the Marine outfit did. I know him very well to this day. But I'm absolutely sure my grandfather or my great-grandfather did. These are the people that fucking protect this country and build this and built it. And built it. And you know what? People like Gage Grosskreutz, people like Hasan, they want us out of the picture. They don't want us defending our stuff. I tell me, stop. It's not worth human life. If it's going to ruin my life, yeah, it is. I think one of the reasons to get rid of these Antifa types forever is we have to go do what Texas does. Not only can you protect your home with deadly force, you can protect your neighbors. That ends this shit. That ends this shit completely. Like, what is it, Saudi Arabia? That's the kind of thinking they have. Well, if you weren't there, it wouldn't have happened. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the way the legal system works in a fucking Western world. But that's the problem with the Vaushes, with the Hasans of the world. Something else I was wrong about that I noticed. I said yesterday that, in fact, I'll even play the whole thing. And I think I'm 100% wrong about this. And that's probably because Kyle Rittenhouse did so well yesterday. I'll play it for you again. Here you go. I'm here to tell you how the mainstream media is going to react when Kyle Rittenhouse is, in my presumption, found innocent. Or, more than likely, I think this is actually a really a reasonable chance. I know this happened to F. Bailey once, that the jury's decision will be thrown out if it's guilty, and the judge will go to direct verdict, and they'll find him. I think that's a really possible situation considering how politicized this is. But have you noticed? CNN, NBC, ABC, the big networks aren't really covering this. The only ones covering this is Fox News, probably because their political slant, and the traditionally left-wing networks aren't covering it all, probably because they're political slant. So what happens when you get a lot of people that not online, terminally online, like the rest of us that are watching this with bated breath, when they don't hear about Rosenbaum grabbing the gun, when they don't see the video of a skateboarder stupidly hitting a man with a rifle, when they find out that Grosskreutz feigned surrendering, got my hands up, and drew, and then got his bicep blown off, it'll become off as a tragedy of justice. They'll just touch on it. So they haven't reported in the last couple of days. When the innocent verdict comes in, they'll act like it's some kind of travesty of justice that is open season on protesters, even though there's a lot more nuance to it than that, because that's their political objective. Look for that. Look for that. Don't look for it. It's not going to happen. The evidence is so overwhelming, I don't even think the mainstream media will try this anymore. It's that overwhelming. And that's the thing. It's been overwhelming for months. For months. All it does is take somebody to look in this for a second to find this out. So anybody that's just coming around now and telling you, yeah, like the evidence is in. No, they were deliberately ignoring it. I'll give you a perfect fucking example. Apparently, Vaush has changed his mind. Shocking, isn't it? Very shocking. This is put together by Simp Man. Here's Vaush on the subject.
According to the facts of the case, it may well be the case that in spite of all that, his exercise of self-defense was legitimate. It may be the case that it wasn't, that he wants it to be self-defense, but it wasn't. These are the ambiguities that have kept me from making strong cases on the legal situation with regards to Kyle Rittenhouse.
They brandish the firearm and the other person continues to chase them and run at them and shows themselves to be aggressive. Does the other person have a right to defend themselves?
If the person chases through those circumstances and the person who is chasing is the aggressor, then in that case, I think, unless there's some incredibly weird circumstance, I would side with the shooter. But this isn't what happened in the case here. These are the ambiguities that have kept me from making strong...
There's nothing ambiguous about this. The video was all over the place. The only thing that was ambiguous was the Rosenbaum tape, which proved Rittenhouse was telling the truth.
Cases on the legal situation with regards to Kyle Rittenhouse.
Even running. He's literally
legal situation. Now listen to what Vaush calls him.
Walking away. I don't know if he
walked out of shock and then he ran when people started to pick up after him, which is a reasonable thing to do.
Chase him.
Yeah, because he just murdered somebody.
Now Vaush is level-headed.
These are the ambiguities that have kept me from making strong cases on the legal situation.
Yeah, right. Whatever. So I no longer think if the far left, and he is the far left, is going that route, and Anna Kasparian is going this route, they know that they will just look ridiculously foolish going forward. And also there's a mood in the country that the tide is changing. And that probably has a lot more to do with the administration. And then there's this idiot who I honestly haven't heard yet.
Oh, let me just say something, okay? First of all, this kid's a fucking demon. Straight up.
I know he's a demon because I came from another country. I grew up in was it East Brunswick? Jesus Christ, or whatever the fuck you're from. I mean, it's a beautiful place, filled top to bottom with rich Jews. You know, the people you really hate. Yeah, that's right, Ethan. He hates Jews. And you've had all the benefits of being an immigrant and went right to the 1%. And this kid's a demon. No, this kid's like me. This kid's like Jeff. These are American kids that believe in helping people, believe in selfless service. And that's what this is really about at the end of the day. They don't want people to serve selflessly to their country. They want them to serve fucking Marxism is what they really want to do. They don't want people to stand up to Antifa types and rioters. They want you to do what Vaush did, just throw in the towel, be consumed by the mob. They hate that type of person. And by the way, that person is not necessarily have my skin pigment either. I saw plenty of people in the military of all types, from Puerto Rico all the way to Guam, that had some of the same feelings about the military and the country. Some of them didn't even grow up in the country. They grew up in territories, like in the Virgin Islands, and they had some of those same features. This is what Hasan wants crushed. This is what they want crushed, so they can inject a failed ideology that usually ends in blood. Why do I say that? Well, look at the flag right behind Hasan's face right now. That particular ideology is responsible for killing much more across the planet, not just in one area, than Adolf Hitler could ever dream of. In fact, people like Stalin make Adolf Hitler blush. His ideology. So he hates people like this. You know why? Because people like this have built great societies. And those societies were allowed to be changed over time for things like racial prejudice and stuff like that. Whereas, look at where our friend over here comes from, Turkey, which is basically run by one dictator after another until they're thrown out by the Turkish military. But recently, that was tried and failed, and now we have one dictator. Really, there's nothing to learn from Hasan on any factor. I heard him referred to as a himbo instead of a bimbo. He's a good-looking guy. And he runs his mouth. So he's really marketable. And then, of course, Twitch is going to fucking pump sunshine up his ass. He's an idiot. I mean, the invitation we do, come on, guys, come on. That's his idea. Like that's his insight in the world. He's brain dead. He's a hockey puck. If he's got 3 IQ point digits, I generally would be shocked, and I don't think it's over 102.
I think you're disrespecting hockey pucks there.
Yeah.
I said this last year when this event took place. Obviously, he's like a piece of shit. I mean, he's a gigantic piece of shit. He's a murderer. Judge Rage, when the prosecution brought up his past, it's like the judge is fucking bullshit. From what I understand, I've been following it, not super closely. Risk it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So far, his commentary, his political commentary, this is bullshit. He's a demon. Everybody's stupid. Typical.
People right there. Take a deep breath, Kyle.
He really looks like a pig. I mean, he's a pig. Like,
you have the Soviet Union flag behind you.
Yeah. Talk about pigs. Authoritarian pigs. When you say pig, they're referring to Animal Farm.
I can think of 9 million reasons why that's,
fucking Hasan's a pig. He's an elitist pig. He literally has, he is absolute proof that you can be a total moron and make it.
I tuned in during the beginning, and the judge dismissed the defense for wanting to call one of the dudes involved as a mental hospital patient. Bro, what is even the defense? The dude murdered 2 people for no reason. The defense is
no reason. He's just completely avoiding it. We have one guy grabbing his weapon, another guy striking him, and a third guy feigning a fucking cowboy-like draw. That's no reason.
I'm pulling the trigger too in all 3 scenarios.
To call this person dishonest is, quite frankly, unfair to the dishonest. This is all he's got, though.
Is a good, wholesome white Christian boy who traveled
about 20 minutes
to Kenosha specifically so he could defend someone else's fucking property.
Yeah. And I think we have to start doing that across the board in every state. Defend with your property with lethal force. You know why? I really, really think you should be able to do it because the people that we're up against, people like Hasan, don't believe in property rights. So they feel they can come in, or people that are like-minded and can come and burn down your fucking house or your business or something like that. And there should be no
good luck, Gary.
Yeah. There should be no fucking consequence. I think there should. I think you should pass laws all across deadly force to protect property. It'd have to be something like a house, obviously not a car or something like that. Yeah, deadly force. Because that puts Andy out of business tomorrow. And then it could just be a pain in the ass like they hear in Europe. Instead of, somebody's like burning down businesses.
You can do that here in Missouri.
Yeah.
If they try to break into your shit.
I step on your property. How about that? That's the end of it. If anybody knows they're going to get smoked for stepping on your property, that's the end of this fucking horse shit. And you know what? There would be no reason for Kyle Rittenhouse to have been out there in the first place. The whole reason he was out there in the first place because jackasses like Hasan were promoting the fucking behavior that came after what happened in Minneapolis. Our own vice presidents were bailing people out of jail. They promoted this paper. The vacuum was filled by Colin Rittenhouse. And I tell you something, I'd much rather have been filled by him than Gage Grosskreutz, the guy who's really looking to kill somebody, if you ask me.
I mean, who amongst us has not done that? That's totally normal. Bro, that's hilarious, dude. Okay.
This is left-wing commentary at its finest. Insight. Hey, listen, I don't expect fucking if she was on the other foot and there's a person that I disliked, I wouldn't buy his fucking crying either. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, I'm sure they told him to cry. Absolutely. If your life's on the line, you'll fucking cry too. Whether it's fake or not. What was he going to do? Then I killed Mr. Rosenbaum.
Now,
that doesn't work. Unfortunately, fortunately, jurors are human. To me, it doesn't matter whether you fucking cried or not. Did he
more like he had a panic attack?
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't want to get into that part of it. I don't want to analyze that shit because that's all conjecture and fucking speculation. I don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I will tell you this: they would have told him, "Hey, if you want to cry, now's the time, motherfucker." You know, that would be the point. You're going to get this question. You know, get it. I get it. Anybody would do it on all political sides, no matter what. I get it. But it's irrelevant whether he cries, and the jury is supposed to look past whether he's crying or not. I mean, the only thing I'm thinking as a juror right now, if somebody grabs your weapon, is that justified for deadly force? Check. Is somebody hit you with a skateboard when you're being chased by a mouse? Is that justified for just deadly force? Check. If somebody draws a weapon at you, is that justified for deadly force? Check. And you know, everything else is just gets thrown out the window for me. He shouldn't have been there. Well, we don't judge. Well, then he gets fined for not being there. That's it. Or holding a weapon when he's under the age.
Whatever the
that's it. That's the penalty for that. You know, like, this is not the fucking Middle East. That's the way where Hasan comes from. Circus act countries. And I'm not saying anything bad about the Turks. I live in Wiesbaden. There's a lot of Turks here. They're wonderful people. One of the reasons they're here because Turkey's such a fucking shithole. But not the people. I would never go that far. Turkey's great as far as the people are concerned. But I would much rather you take your import back to Turkey. He belongs there because he belongs really not benefiting on everything that the capitalists that he hates so much and people like Kyle Rittenhouse. Because if I were Kyle, he might want to go in the military. I don't know if they have to wait till Biden's out, but he might want to think about it. Might be a good move for him. I don't know how he's going to get a fucking job after this. I mean, right now he's just about keeping out of prison and hoping the whole thing dies down. I'm really, for the next 10 years, it's going to be rough. His 20s are going to be rough. This is funny. Watch this.
In the meantime, tonight, the Kyle Rittenhouse trial continued today in Wisconsin in a move that surprised lawyers everywhere. Rittenhouse took the stand in his own defense. That is unusual in criminal cases.
And actually probably stupid.
Especially unusual in murder trials. And the reason is simple. The stakes are too high. One wrong answer in a cross-examination, and you could wind up spending life in prison. But this case was different.
And I still think it's stupid, even though Rittenhouse did a pretty good job. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, from what I saw, I thought he cared himself.
Yeah, he
really
did.
well.
But they can, like, see, the thing is, it doesn't matter how good or smart or even honest you are. You know, they can run you around in circles. They bore you to death. They ask you the same question 30 fucking times so you contradict yourself.
Person of color.
Right in front of the jury. The people are deciding whether you're fucking living or dying. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
He testified today. Kyle Rittenhouse had already won the case. At this point, there was no remaining doubt that Kyle Rittenhouse acted in self-defense during the riots last summer in Kenosha. Every shot Rittenhouse fired was captured on videotape and from multiple angles. Every single witness who testified this week at the trial confirmed exactly what happened. And here are the facts of it. A convicted child...
Confirmed what was already in the video. This is good. This is good.
And here are the facts of it. A convicted child rapist called Joseph Rosenbaum was released from a mental hospital and then went directly to join the mob that was burning downtown Kenosha. Once he got to the riot, Rosenbaum saw Kyle Rittenhouse and immediately threatened to kill him. Rosenbaum then chased Rittenhouse and tried to pull the gun from his hands. When he did that, Kyle Rittenhouse shot him. So Joseph Rosenbaum died as he had lived, trying to touch an unwilling minor.
Oh my God.
See, Hasan, let me give you a lesson. You can throw up these without having to throw up these. But you're on Twitch. And your audience is about 12.
Tucker's such a fucking asshole.
I haven't heard this yet. This is Chris Hayes had to say. This is a question. Do we want a society in which political conflict is settled in the streets? No, but you were encouraging it back then. Or tolerating it. People with guns, or where everybody is armed. Therefore, yeah, I would like the police to move in and fucking chase people out of there. I would have loved that. Let's see.
That's the message that was being pushed to a 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse, a child.
By the way, 17-year-olds are allowed to join the army and actually go to basic training. I don't know if you know that, as long as they turn 18 within the year.
A lot of the time, they usually do it the summer before they go into their
That's normally, yeah, and that's what I saw. You know, or they'll start in fucking like right after.
Yeah.
They'll
knock it out before that school year.
Go in September or October. Trust me.
Heard warnings about the boogeyman of Black Lives Matter and Antifa.
The boogeyman. First of all, I haven't seen any evidence that he's politically fucking motivated. I think he was, trying to be a super Boy Scout, but that does not mean politically motivated. It actually, in my experience, these super fucking Boy Scout guys, they can be quite liberal, but they're always into helping and doing this other shit. That's what Kyle is. So the idea that fucking Kyle bought into the boogeyman of Antifa and Black Lives Matter is simple conjecture on this four-eyed dipshit, who's another one, except he masks is better than Hasan. He's emotionally about 19 himself. I've seen him several times.
And he took this illegally acquired assault weapon, which he admits, not for hunting or for home defense.
It was for home defense. Just not his home, dipshit.
He throws himself in Kenosha. And he kills 2 people. The boy who killed people is then celebrated by the same pro-gun law and order culture that produced him as a hero and a martyr.
Yeah, I could see, like, especially since things got lawless in 2020, things that your side encouraged, that somebody like that can be celebrated. Now, I'm not going to go as far to call him a hero again. I think he just did what he had to do. And I think there's definitely an argument whether he should have been there. A moral argument, not a legal one. So you're obviously, this culture pushed him into this, and 2 people are dead because of it, and the 3rd one's shot. Well, I'm sorry. This was encouraged. This is the type of culture, your culture, that you want, which pulls the police back, which handcuffs them. And when this happens, madness breaks out. Remember when they were all defunding the police, and now they're like, we never said that? Well, yeah. That's where it got us. It got us Kyle Rittenhouse and 2 people dead. 2 people that really don't fucking belong here. One because he's just a fucking predator. The other one is because, goddamn, again, I don't believe in eugenics, but I would hate to see what that moron, who hits anybody with a fucking rifle, with the wood. You put a skateboard to a gunfight. Fucking idiot. Oh, there's plenty of people here. You won't get me.
Well, this is Call of Duty. The skateboard.
What a rocket science must have Huber been, really. And the worst one of all, Grosskreutz, who actually had to survive this mess.
And he's bailed out with the help of right-wing activists, and he poses for a photo grinning in the t-shirt of a long gun-themed coffee company.
Good. Great. They turned their back on you, Black Rifle Company. By the way, Black Rifle Company is allegedly a veterans coffee company that was made, I guess, to support veterans and things of that nature. It's not necessarily a right-wing movement of any kind. In fact, it is. The jackass that runs it put his fucking foot in his mouth and fucking put his foot in his mouth. And I guess he kind of disparaged Kyle and people that supported Kyle. So that's not exactly true, but you know what? Fuck that guy. He's getting what he deserves. And this also goes back to my point before, where he hates people like us. Chris Hayes among them. He's probably a commie, fucking undercover commie himself, right? They hate people like us. They hate the fucking lifeguards and the firemen and the police and all those things that want to make it, because it gets in the way of their Marxist utopia that is just around the corner if we just tweaked a few things and got rid of those pesky fuckers. Well, people, not even just Kyle Rittenhouse himself, because he killed 2 people. It's just, that culture. Like, this is supposed to be a multicultural country. And that doesn't necessarily mean by race. People have different cultures. White people have all sorts of different types of cultures and beliefs and things like that. And some of them is, yes, a gun culture that's supported by our Constitution. This is not some kind of systemic problem in the sense that we have fucking people like Kyle Rittenhouse running around killing people in the dozens. No. We don't. We have people in the inner cities, the cities that you run, killing people by the dozens. Kyle Rittenhouse and people like him, myself, people that join the military, don't want that. And by the way, plenty of minorities join the military. As a racist fucking once told me, don't join the army, it looks like Africa. He's kind of right. Good.
that then courted controversy from the right when it distanced itself from this person, this boy who'd killed 2 people accused of homicide.
Yeah, he did it because of fucking money.
There's a legal question before the jury right now of Kyle Rittenhouse's guilt or innocence. It's being determined, will be determined. From what I've seen, I think it's pretty likely he'll be acquitted, honestly.
Why would you go through all that?
There's also the broader question of what kind of society we want to live in. Ask yourself that. If you're watching this and you're a gun owner or someone who considers yourself a defender of the Second Amendment, abstractly, right? Ask yourself, do we want a society in which political conflict is settled on the streets between people with guns?
Let me answer that. If people like you get in charge when they're lawless, absolutely. So if you don't want it, stop running lawless states.
One in which everyone is armed and can therefore view the other people armed as a plausible threat, which appears to what happened on this.
No, he wasn't viewed. They were plausible threats. That's why they're getting off. One grabbed the gun, the other one strike, the other one drew a gun. That's not plausible. That's a threat. That's a threat. Chris Hayes would like nothing better than Kyle Rittenhouse to go to jail for fucking killing himself, because that is the other thing that is under assault. Self-defense. And I tell you, if you can't defend your life, and you can't do it in a lot of fucking places here in Europe, you have no rights. Think about it. If you can't defend the right to breathe, then you have no rights. And you're going to sit there and tell me that Kyle Rittenhouse shouldn't have been there? Nobody should have been there burning down anything. Nobody should have been. The cops should have been there, cracking fucking skulls to protect the businesses and the people that live there. That's their job. Because we have one fucking crazy fucking cop in Minnesota, we couldn't do that. So it got out of control. So blame yourself. Blame yourself. Blame your own ideology. I tell you something, Hasan, your flag's got a hell of a lot more blood on it than my flag, and my flag's got plenty. But your flag doesn't exist anymore. Kind of like the one with the fucking swastika in it. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if I want to listen to Dershowitz. Dershowitz says he's going to get off. Let's see. Oh, it's LeBron James. What tiers?
Oh, fuck me. God damn it.
LeBron, I don't even care about it. First of all, LeBron James is dumb as a truck. And here's the thing, like, Michael Jackson.
Accountability!
Here's the thing. He had to take Michael Jordan's part. Michael Jordan's kind of a smart guy. And Michael Jordan built everything so easily that a guy with a fucking hockey puck IQ could come in and fucking do this. The thing of LeBron James, he actually thinks he's bright. He's one of those fucking guys I was talking about. Mom told him he was, because he was good at basketball.
Arguably the greatest player in NBA history.
Yeah, I don't care if he's fucking crying or not. I'd fucking cry too to get out of the fucking shit, because the thing is...
Well, actually, LeBron would know a lot about crying, considering he flops every fucking play.
If let's say fucking Kyle Rittenhouse didn't give a shit about the fucking people he killed. Let's pretend for a second that's absolutely true.
Kyle doesn't give a shit about the people he killed. Okay,
yeah, okay, let's pretend. Doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fucking outcome. Doesn't change anything I said. This just means he's a lot colder than I thought. That's it. We don't go to jail for what we think. We go to jail for what we do.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person.
Sid OC, thank you for serving. Thanks, sir. What's this shit? Restaurant, 5 under, what? 5 and under, eat free. Dad, he's 5. No, I'm 6. Dad. My fucking daughter did that to me. My daughter literally did that to me a few years back. Oh, no, you know what happened to old fucking Grosskreutz?
That's a lot of money.
He was prepared to lie, but when they showed him the video, he got fucking spooked. They probably
no, Mad Lad. My phone screen is fucked.
Remember, the whole fucking thing's on tape. It's been on tape. What's with this? I don't get this one. Do you get this one? Matt, help.
Yeah, what? Sorry, there's latency.
I don't get this.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
With food, I don't know. I just posted it.
It
got
sucks.
a lot of likes.
It sucks, and you suck.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh my god. Oh no! Oh my god! Oh!
Fuck your bicep, motherfucker! Nice.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, I get it.
What?
The meme before. It's
What?
a Nikocado. I think it's making fun of Nikocado.
Oh, okay. It's
avocado.
making fun of, okay, that's pretty funny then.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Same face Kylo is making his first time in the prison shower. Yeah. That's funny. Turn into who's this? Tara Dublin. Next time she makes rape jokes aren't funny.
Oh, but people already have it saved. Don't worry.
Rape jokes are terribly funny, to be honest with you, if they're done
They
correctly.
are.
Yeah.
If they're done correctly, they are.
This wasn't done correctly because everybody's glad Kyle did what he did. Let's see what this one did. Oh, this is great. This is fantastic.
Isn't one of the things people do in these video games try and kill everyone else with your guns?
Not your teammates.
Isn't one of the things
this is
people
the whole
do in
thing?
these video
Oh, it doesn't play the...
You know what? I think I get it. I think I get it.
I think I
get it. I think I put it in yesterday.
The look on his face makes it... Just makes it...
Yeah, here you go. Here you go.
It's like he wants to say, you're a fucking retard.
Isn't one of the things people do in these video games try and kill everyone else with your guns?
He's thinking that.
Yeah, the video game. It's just a video game. It's not real life.
Tommy, I just slide canceled through a door and wiped out 3 guys. That now puts me on 11 kill streak where I just turned an AC-130.
When I heard Kyle was taking a stand, I thought because Kenosha's got a rule, or Wisconsin's got a rule where if you tell your lawyer you want to testify, That's it, right? And that gave me he's kind of a do-gooder guy. Some of those guys don't know when to shut the fuck up, right? Maybe that's still the case. I don't know. But here's the thing. Here's something I noticed about Kyle. He pays very close attention to what he's asked. He thinks before he speaks. And he's actually pretty well spoken.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some fucking bars on this kid. Military. That's where I think he belongs. But he's probably a working class schlub. So you have to go to college for that. Let's see. That's all I got. You got anything else? Any other good shit?
Let me see. I believe
Let's see.
There's some others.
I just want to say this to celebrate a guy that, he doesn't really work with us anymore, but we love him to death. It's Ace Trainer Liam. He was probably on one of the fucking most popular and critically acclaimed episodes of Shot from the Point. This is his new shaker. Is he getting a fuel too? Is he getting a I'll probably go buy one of them. Is he getting a flavor? Now has his very own signature G Fuel shaker. Oh, you got a shaker. Awesome.
Hey, there you go.
That's really great. No, we're really happy for fucking Ace, man.
Fuck yeah.
That's
Fuck
great.
yeah,
he's been good to us. We don't
newly engaged too.
Yeah, he kind of went different ways and stuff, but we still love him and we're really happy for him, his successes.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. What is one last thought on Kyle Rittenhouse? Let's see. Let me line up a few of these. TYT murder trial update. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Sophie. Oh, we can get into the judge thing too, I suppose. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Back to the web. All right. Ace's shaker. All right. What did Boogie have to say? Why does he ever have his shirt on any circumstance?
I had a bit of an emotional response earlier because I saw.
This is when he talks about video games.
The prosecutor was leading Rittenhouse into trying to admit that video games had something to do with the
I'm sorry, Boogie. This is a dopey response.
Incident that he was in. And
I love how this is about people being able to protest, being off of self-defense, and then the buzzword for us jerk-offs in this fucking space is video games. Hey, cross the line now, buddy.
I have an emotional response to that because I survived the 90s. I remember when Tipper Gore and
that was the 80s.
Hillary Clinton were trying to get video games regulated by alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. So I have a bit of like PTSD from it. And when I see these fucking clowns blame video games.
Well, he's not blaming video games. He's trying to get the fucking jury to say, you kill everybody in video games. You heard it! In his testimony, he said he liked to kill everybody in video games. That was the point, Boogie. And that really gets me because I saw everybody jump up and down with the video game thing. That was really funny. Don't get me wrong. All right, I'm a big video game, a little bit of a video game guy. I get that. All right, but you know, there's much bigger things going on here, Boogie. All right, but the fact that's the most important to you is what's this? When you have nothing to discredit the witness, so you start attacking them for getting a lawyer. The judge smackdown is incredible. Well, I don't think I've seen this one.
I just saw was your editing of them together. You guys asked for my footage, so I gave it to you. Through your attorney? Yes. That's an attorney that you have out of Madison? How much does he charge?
What's the relevance of this?
Your Honor, we've had a lot of questions about other people.
What's the relevance of this?
I would like to know why he felt the need to retain.
By the way, this prosecutor Binger, you know, I've heard something about Kyle being Hispanic, all right, but I want to point this out. His name is Rittenhouse. He shot Rosenbaum, Huber, and was almost shot by Grosskreutz. He's being judged by Schroeder, and I don't know his defense attorney's name. And his prosecutor is Binger, which is actually a Rhine-Main all the way up to fucking Denmark, Danish name. Everybody's involved in this has got German roots. I just thought that was funny.
Isn't that like a Midwest thing? Like, isn't there a lot of Germans in the Midwest?
Here's what I found out. The first major move from Germans was like as the country was forming, and that was in the Pennsylvania area, Ohio. You also see a lot of the Mennonites, people that don't have any Amish in Europe anymore. They're all in the United States. They literally, and they started here in Austria, I think, too. And they're the only ones that are left in Pennsylvania. And from what I understand, there was another mass migration for Germanic people in the United States in Wisconsin. 40% of people in Wisconsin, 40. That's like I think it's like 90% or 80% of all white people in Wisconsin identify as German American. I didn't know that until this week. So everybody's German over there. It's funny. And Gabe Grosskreutz looks like he could live here. Like he looks like a neighbor. You know, it's really wild. Now I heard that Kyle is half Hispanic. I don't know if he is or not, but that would just means a Hispanic kid shot a bunch of white people. You can't call white supremacy.
Well, no, they'll find a way. They'll find a way.
I think it goes to credibility.
Oh my God! Solicitor-client privilege.
All right, what's happening here? You can't really hear it. He's asking why this guy got a lawyer. That's fucking. It crosses the line. I think what he was trying to do is getting this thing tossed out of court, have the judge dismiss it with prejudice. That means Kyle can't be tried again, and hopefully the left will riot and say this whole thing was a miscarriage of justice. I no longer think that's going to happen because he can't do it anymore. Probably because Kyle took the stand. And they don't see a white supremacist fucking a wacko. They see good boy, good kid. That's who they see. Now, Hasan doesn't see that, but Hasan is barely fucking American, if you ask me. He really didn't have the experience that the rest of us had. It has nothing to do with the color of his skin. It has everything to do with the fact that he just doesn't know what it's like to be a working class American, whether they're black, Hispanic, or white. And there's plenty of them still. Here we go.
In video games that resemble all guns.
All right, we already got the. Wait a minute. Oh, we got the massive cunt.
Yeah, I think we already got that.
Yeah, already got that one. All right, and here's the other one. This is the what's his name getting grilled. If I can.
You need to account for this.
Your Honor, I don't want a jury here. He's commenting on my client's right to remain silent.
Okay. What happened was he made a comment to, so you got to listen to all the jury, and he said this to Rittenhouse. You got to listen to all the testimony, and you heard everything, and now all of a sudden you're speaking out. Now you haven't spoke out since. This is a fucking Fifth Amendment violation. You have the right to remain silent. I think this was a deliberate attempt. This is so basic. I actually, my head exploded when I saw it. The little about law that I knew. I was pretty sure right there and then that Mr. Binger was trying to get this thing tossed, because at least if you get this thing tossed, then they could say it's a miscarriage of justice and the left-wing crowd can riot. You also saw it before. He has a similar approach. Why did you get a fucking lawyer to this guy right here? I mean, this is Binger knows better. There's no way he doesn't. No way. I mean, I admit he has an impossible task here. But, you know, a normal person would
unless he's an absolute
normal person would have dropped the murder charges and went after him, the other stuff. But then again, there's no big trial. Then there's no cameras in there.
Yeah, nothing sexy about it.
Yeah, nothing sexy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Your editing of them together. You guys asked for my footage, so I gave it to you through your attorney.
That's a Fifth Amendment violation.
No, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I'm making the point that after hearing everything in the case, now he's tailoring his story.
Hear that? If they're hearing everything, you have the right to do that.
You know? To what has already been introduced.
The problem is, this is a grave constitutional violation for you to talk about the defendant.
I think Schroeder picked up on the fact that he wanted this tossed, because I think this would have got tossed if the cameras weren't on. And then Schroeder's probably trying to avoid a riot himself, and Binger's probably trying to encourage one. I think the option's out. I also think if for some strange reason the jury either feels A, intimidated, or B, they're a bunch of left-wing wackos, I think Justice Schroeder will probably give a direct verdict. He probably should have gave it the moment. And stuff like this has happened before. It's rare. The moment Grosskreutz said he drew on him.
Dance, silence. And that is, and you're
I
right.
wish YouTuber Law was still here.
You're right on the borderline, and you may.
He probably crossed it.
You may be over.
Yeah, I think he did, and I think Justice Schroeder realizes that he's trying to get the whole fucking thing thrown out. And, and he's going to run the media.
They're
going to blame it on Justice Schroeder wouldn't let us talk about a month earlier. That's why the other thing he got fucking admonished for. A month earlier, apparently Kyle saw some people looting a store, and he says, "I wish I had my AR-15 here." A month earlier has nothing to do with the night in question. Judge fucking threw it out for evidence. Absolutely. It's the only evidence that could only taint the jury. You know, especially when you're charging somebody with murder one. You have to almost have a plan to do it. I guess did he plan to be chased by Rosenbaum? Did he plan to get hit with a skateboard? Did he plan for fucking be a feigned pistol draw? Well, no, you can't really plan shit like that, can you? Unless, of course, the victims were in on it. That makes sense. Boy, that's some Alex Jones shit right there, huh?
Yep, grab the
Can you imagine it? Yeah, I love to see, like, you can see Hasan saying something. Maybe Rosenbaum was in on it. He was just a fucking, you know, his life is going nowhere. Maybe he's a Trump supporter and he sacrificed himself.
But it better stop.
Understood.
Yeah.
This is. I can't think of the case, the initial case on it, but this is not permitted.
He knows that. The fact that you're lecturing him is a waste of fucking breath. What did Nick send me? Anything good? Hold on. Let's see what Nick's got. All right. One ticket for the Joker bought in 2019. He went to the theater without a girlfriend. Is that correct, Mr. That's too funny. What about some other ones? Come on now. What did Sim say?
I went into to see Endgame at 7 a.m. by myself.
Something about Gage Grosskreutz, something I didn't know? Hold on a second. And then Sim Man tell me something? Wow. USA Today, Kyle Rittenhouse deserves a award for his melodramatic performance. You know what? Again, I don't care if he's acting or not. You'd act too. And it doesn't matter whether he acted or not. The thing is, why the media they pick up so much on the crying. First of all, those are the tactics their guys use when they're fucking in trouble.
Absolutely.
And it works.
Absolutely.
It works. People see the kid fucking cry. It works. It's a bottom line. Again, I'm not like that, but I know most people aren't like that. They're fucking more moved by fucking tears than they are. We're all fucking animals at the end of the day. You know, we just go by gut feeling and no fucking logic at all. But it really doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. I can really shut down your fucking argument in 3 instances. The only thing you might have is you shouldn't have been there. I can agree with you, but it's fucking not illegal. And if it was, it's a fucking slap on the wrist. Have a nice fucking day. What do we got here? Hold on a second. I'm liking this shit. Gage Grosskreutz is an ACLU observer. What the hell is that? And he wants to sue the... Oh, yeah, he wants to sue the citizens of Kenosha for $10 million after the city was destroyed by his BLM activist friends. Oh, not shocked. You know, this is, you know, he'd cry in court too. I think he did cry in court, but that was actually... You know what? I'm going to say something. Gage Grosskreutz tears were fucking real. $10 million down the fucking drain. I'd have more than one tear. He's a better man than me.
There goes my settlement.
Yeah, there goes the settlement. Why did you have to draw on this guy? I was trying to protect the community. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, he's going to need that money for bicep reconstruction.
You failed to mention that you possessed a firearm. Is that right?
That is correct.
So you,
hold on a second.
In that document, you again failed to mention that you possessed a firearm.
Wait, he didn't tell the fucking cops he had a gun, and he didn't know he was on tape.
Is that right?
That is correct.
So you, in these documents that you are filing with courts, you are leaving out the fact that you had possessed a firearm when you were shot, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And this is, so to be fair, this is your testimony today, and how this case turns out has an impact on your ability to try to collect your $10 million, right?
That is correct.
So if he's convicted, if Mr. Rittenhouse is convicted, your chance of getting $10 million is better, right?
I'm not entirely sure how that plays out.
Haven't had any.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, I promised Augie that I would
Tommy, can we talk about one thing off topic? Just one thing.
Sure.
Before you made Drama Alert.
I did. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. What'd I do?
Here, I'll send it to you.
Oh, was it Willie's thing?
Yeah, it's Willie's thing.
That's fuck. Good thing.
Did I freak out?
A little bit. I don't know. We talked about it before. I don't feel like an idiot. Yeah, so I guess I could talk about... Yeah, we have to talk about this. And I think fucking... but I did promise... we're going to take calls. I'm going to tell you right now. Here's the thing. I'm going to see this part. We're going to take calls. All right? We're going to take calls, but it's going to be rapid fire. All right? Because I promised Augie I'd be off in an hour.
That's a lot of money, I guess. For
if this happened 5 years ago, this case wouldn't be getting dragged. No, if it's under the circumstances, no, probably not. But it was the riots and everybody's filming, and the media was loving the rioting because it was hurting fucking Donald Trump's chance of being reelected. I'll tell you fucking how old I am.
You wish it was George Bush.
Yeah. All right, hold on a second. Let me see this. You got a timestamp?
Yeah, I timestamped it. I sent it to you.
All right.
I thought Tommy C put it eloquently.
Quit, bitch! Quit your fucking wonderful lifestyle! What kind of person does this? You self-centered I bet you never got a comment like that before, because if you did, it was the first time you heard the fucking truth.
Oh my God, he killed him. William...
Well, you know what's great about this? Now, William Osby doesn't know me from a fucking kick in the face, but now he does. You know? So get ready. One and done. Here we go. Ready for this, Jeff? Are you ready? Are you ready, Jeff?
Let's do it. Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. One and done. Go.
Hey, you see what happened with LeBron's comment on the?
No, I just saw he made it. And it's idiot's comment.
He said something about him crying in the stand and how that was a...
Yeah, we played it in the show.
Yeah, we went over that.
We went over
okay, I wasn't sure if you guys saw that.
LeBron flops on every fucking play.
Yeah, I know. He's talking about people not crying.
You know about crying.
Yeah. You know, he's working on a Let's Go Brandon shit of his own. DJ Snaps, you're on the air. Go, shoot.
All right. So here's the thing. Like, I in my understanding, I'm kind of just going to be in favor of this Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm going to say, like, hey, dude, self-defense, like, you know, doesn't matter about, like, it wouldn't even matter about if you have cops. It's just like if you pull out a gun on someone and someone pulls out a gun on you. That's it,
Jack. I mean, that's it in most. That's it in most blue states. So yeah, you're right. Thanks for the call. We're doing rapid fire today. Thanks so much. Doc on the radio. Rapid fire. Shoot.
If Kyle Rittenhouse was a woman, this whole entire story would be completely different from the left.
She'd be a badass. You're right. I didn't think of that. Yeah. She's competent. She knew how to use her rifle, and she had excellent trigger discipline.
Shot a child predator.
Yes, yeah, of course she did.
Yeah, the headlines should be female marksman.
Headlines. That's why I want to. She didn't have been a movie about her. It'd been out.
Now, if she was hot, would that help her or?
Oh God, yeah.
Not help her.
Oh, always helps. Being hot always helps. Look at fucking that himbo, fucking Hasan. Being good looking helps him because he doesn't have a.
Okay, see, I thought we were in the era of body positivity now, so I was saying if she was hot, it would probably not help her.
I mean, I don't think she would run as fast if she was like fat, you know.
Get out of here, Doc.
But yeah, exactly.
That was a good one. Number one Family Guy fan. Rapid fire. Shoot.
All right. I actually got this unrelated. I have a question for Jeff.
I don't have an answer.
All right, I enlisted into the Marine Corps. I'm going recon. I want to focus. I want to put on more mass, but I also want to train endurance. I've heard a couple of things about like staying in a hypertrophic range of like 8 to 15, but would training hard, would doing more reps also help with hypertrophy as well? To me, it makes logical sense.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about being at hypertrophy range, that 8 to 12, 8 to 15, you're going to get a little bit of both with building strength and endurance because you're still lifting a decent amount of weight, but you can still pump out a good amount of reps too, which will help get the heart rate up. That's how I like to train.
Okay.
I like to train in that range because I like to get a little bit of both.
One and done. Thanks for the call.
And if you're trying to build mass, eat.
Eat. You still got to run and shit though, right? Mr. Turnish, you're on the air. Go, shoot.
I do, yeah.
You know what? I guarantee the prosecutor is trying to push for a mistrial.
Yeah, I guarantee it too. Absolutely.
Without all the stupidity. Thankfully, the defense made it clear yesterday morning. If they try to push for a mistrial, defense is going to say, okay, we'll take it with prejudice.
Yeah, sure. You'll have to try it again. You can't have to fail again. Yeah, if they do it with prejudice. That's right. I think that's what he was going for too. And then they can all dump on the judge. That guy's a political hack. He's trying to move up in the political realm, but he's not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah. No, that judge was not having any
of
it. And
by the way,
Democratic 15 minutes.
Democratic appointed, by the way. Probably, you know, it's West. That's another thing. Somebody came to me. Well, I'm afraid no matter what side happens, that there'll be riots, either the right wing or the left wing. First of all, that's left wing rioting territory. It's always been left leaning fucking Wisconsin. 100%. So, I mean, the fact that, there'll be right wing riots is completely insane. These people really got their fucking. I mean, I often think the January 6th is the greatest day that ever happened to left wing America. It really is. They think it's you know what? They need a new left wing riot to be taken seriously again. Exactly. Nobody even takes it seriously anymore, especially in Loudoun County. Bye.
Yeah.
Sit man, go shoot.
Hey, so I only got one question for you.
Go.
So how the media is acting like, on the left side of the media, you have the people already acting like, it's a one-sided trial. Everything is proven that Kyle Rittenhouse is guilty. And the fact that they're also clipping out other parts and pieces of arguments, such as...
Yes, I have seen that. Like, he admitted to raising his weapon, and then the context is left completely out. I don't think they're going to drive that. I think you saw that yesterday, but now all the lefties have come out and are saying they won't do it. I think they're going to make the argument that Chris Hayes, is this the kind of America you want? And I think most people said, yeah, if people run around fucking burning shit down, yes. Actually, no, I don't want this America. Let's vote you out of office so it doesn't happen, and police can police.
So with them doing all of that, and they're already making it sound like Kyle's going to get prosecuted and everything. when it comes out to being that he is not found guilty, do you think the media was pushing really them for another Kenosha rioting effect?
Yes, I think they all are, because the riot's in fucking the lefties' favor in this situation, because they could have portrayed it as travesty of justice. I think it's actually too late for that now. I think the only thing they have the only thing they have now is a direct verdict. They can fucking whine about that if for some reason that has to happen. But,
yeah, isn't the verdict supposed to be delivered tomorrow then? Like
yes. So the only way it doesn't happen is if they go guilty across, if they go not guilty across the board, then it's fucking, this is a dead issue. If they come back with a guilty verdict and he tosses it, they'll be whining for like a week. You know, that's about it. Talk to you later. Nerdy John, rapid fire. Let's go. Nerdy John, one and done.
Hello. Okay, I'm just really worried that if he's found innocent, that Antifa is going to be targeting his family members.
Probably.
That's what I'm really worried
Well, you know,
about.
I think if that's the case, it depends on how they target them. I think people got to start standing up to them. So, you know, look, I would rather them not have to do that. But if, you know, our government's, it's the same thing with Kyle Rittenhouse. If you're going to let these people run wild, intimidate juries, intimidate individuals, go on their farms,
sometimes
their
a
homes,
motherfucker needs to get their ass
maybe
kicked.
start changing the laws. And then change the laws where you can fucking shoot people to protect your property. You don't have that option in Wisconsin. Maybe you should. That's how I deal with that. Yeah, boy. Bill him. One and done, go.
Man, I want to shake this kid's hand. He's an absolute. I don't want to call him a hero, but he shot a pedophile. I wish I could have done that once.
What is that fucking kid? That you remind me of that tweet. Did you make that Twitter account 10 years ago? You know what I'm talking about? I hate pedos and bad guys. Middle finger to you. I say middle finger. Bye. I remember that one. God. Only real hardcore fans know what I'm talking about. And the last call of the day, fucking Green Man. What do you got?
Yeah, I just want to say, Tom, it seems like the mainstream media is kind of bullying Rittenhouse a little bit.
Oh, you think? They hate people like Rittenhouse. They hate people like me. They hate people who join the military. They hate them all. You have to submit to woke, or you're not a good person. You know.
I don't see how it's woke or not though. The kid's like falling to the ground, and he's got 3 grown men running at him. Like, what do they fucking expect to happen? I'm running towards a gun. What's going to happen?
You know why they picked him? They probably wanted to run against the other guys, but they were just a little too manly and big looking. Rittenhouse, sorry, buddy, you're not that manly looking. You look like a kid.
Yeah,
Still looks like a kid. So he's never. You know what? You know, if you want to bear some moral responsibility, I think some of the guys walking around with AR-15 should have looked at him and said, "Go home, you."
Yeah, go home, kid. Go.
But you know, yeah. I mean, this is not for you. This is not even for us. We're just doing what we have to do. You need to do. But you know, I started thinking about it. You know, they're burning down my city. They're fucking. I'm already a do-gooder kid as is.
Mm-hmm.
I get to carry an AR-15, protect my fucking boss's shit, do the things that I want to do with my life, and I'm almost a man. I probably would too. I'll be honest with you. My dad would have killed me. Me and my father had this conversation. They wouldn't let you go. Because I told my dad, I said, look, I don't think the guy's a hero or anything. I don't know if he should have been there. I think it's a reason. And then he's like, I don't know. I think he's a hero. I said, Dad, would you let me gun when it's 17? He said, absolutely fucking not. You know? So me and my old man had this conversation. So
no, my dad wouldn't have let me go either.
No, he's a regular Bobby Sands. Kyle Rittenhouse is definitely no. He's a dumb, fat young kid that's getting bullied by the liberal media in America. But maybe he should become transgender and they'll love him or some shit.
All right, Green Man. Thanks for your call. I do appreciate it.
I didn't hear what he said.
Regenerator. I heard what he said. Regenerator on the air. Regenerator. Predatory gay. You're on the air. One and done. Go.
Hey, just to counter.
I can't hear you.
Your mic's messed up.
Oh, is it? Hang on.
All right,
it's one and done. Go. Come on. I'm already 15 minutes late.
Every lefty seems to drop all their morals when they see a kid crying, which I find hilarious.
And not this time, huh?
Yeah, no, like, you know, you see a traumatized kid, it's like, oh, he's clearly faking it. Like, I don't know if you saw Hasan's comments, he was like turning into a fucking demon.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like, every moral is dropped
Yeah, I know. It was the other way around because everything is political power. What did Sal? Not Salsa needs to know. What's his face? The guy, the Rules for Radicals guy. I can't remember his name. Let no crisis go to waste. Everything is about fucking building up bounty points and virtue signaling in that world. They don't fucking believe in anything. They're barely Americans. Hasan isn't an American as far as I'm fucking concerned. He has no American values. He's just a beneficiary. Thanks for the call. The famous Danish. How are you? Is Bigger a common name over there?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was told from here, like the Rhine area, all the way up by you. You see everybody involved in this case is German? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is kind of weird. I've been thinking about it, but I guess it's like that's normal from the area or whatever.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's what Europeans don't realize about us Americans. Like some of us, I wouldn't say. Well, it depends on the area, really. Like some of us hold our old Europe ethnicities closer to our hearts than others, you know. And they're real communities because, like, you come back and you're like, some guy's like, I'm Danish, and you're like, no, you're not. You never set foot in this country until today. You know.
I mean, but to
kind
us,
of have
like,
the
feeling, you know.
So you got to say you're Irish American or what have you. It is a different culture, and it's different than being Italian American or something like that. Subtle differences. We're all Americans, but that's what America's about. Like everybody's got their own ethnicities and stuff, but you know, at the end of the day, we're all one. That's the idea. That's the idea of the country. You know?
Yeah.
What you got?
I was just kind of unsure because as far as I'd heard, there was already a motion for a mistrial with prejudice.
There was a half. He's not. Look, they understand the politics of this. They don't want it because that'll lead to the riot. That's what everybody wants. That the fucking
but the motion is already there.
The motion was made under the fucking circumstances. They were asking why this kid maintained his silence. That is one fucking true pillar of American law that you cannot touch. You have the right to remain silent, and he was questioning that. That is a complete. That's honestly, I think that question alone. If Kyle got hit with guilty tomorrow, easy appeal just for that question alone. That's how serious that question was, and I think that was the defense's or the prosecutor's attempt to get it thrown out, and hoped he didn't get fucking slapped on the wrist himself for that. I honestly think, and then so what happens is the defense has to come up and say, "Fucking dismiss this." And he also said, "If this happens again, I want you to dismiss it. I'm going to file a motion where you dismiss this with prejudice." So he said he was a threat. It wasn't really a direct motion that I understand. So.
Oh, okay. I thought that like.
All right, let's go by. Maybe he did later, but what I saw. If this happens again, I'm going to file a motion where this case is dismissed with prejudice. I am quoting his defense attorney. I remember that pretty clearly. All right. So
that's just what I wanted to ask because I was unsure.
I'll see you around the poker room when I get fucking better. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Take care.
I'll talk to you.
Bye. Renegator, is he out?
Last chance.
Last chance. All right, let's get the hell out of here. I promised Doggy. Doggy's my man, so we gotta peace out. All right, everybody. Peace out. I'm glad a little toned down. Stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter. Check me in the community tab. We'll be around. We're still working on stuff. News is coming. This is the almighty infinite. Stop. I'm going right on Twitch right after this. I'll see you then. It's going to kind of be an after party show. If you want to join me, go to Twitch. That's Yo Tommy C. Twitch.tv. Yo Tommy C. Yo Tommy C. Yo Tommy C. Twitch.
And then I'll stream later, so sub to my channel.
There you go. That's right. Yeah, I'll fucking do something for your channel. See you, everybody. Take care. Good night.
I'll be playing Call of Duty where I shoot people in game.
Is that true, Jeff? That all you do is shoot people in that game?
Yeah, if I get 11 kills in a row, I get dogged.
Rosenbaum should have slid to a cancel slide to a death box so he can pick up a purple shield. Definitely match the R-15.
That's the other guy.
AR-15 is well, to defend himself. He should have slid in. R-99 is... AR-15 is no match for an R-99. What other guns do they have?
Just a skateboard. That'll probably work.
Yeah, skateboards. Yeah. You can't Tony Hawk your way out of Kyle in Rittenhouse.